Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market view. US markets were down about 1.5 to 1.6% as the jobless claim data came in much better than market expectations. Last month US added almost about 2,95,000 jobs, and the jobless data in terms of percentage came in at about 5.5% versus the expectations of 5.7%, which increases the probability of the rate hike from June onwards, and that led to sell-off across equity markets. Also, we had seen a fair bit of movement in the currencies, and now the US dollar has gained the highest against euro, and now it's at 11-year highest level of about 1.07, 1.08 level. Also against a basket of currencies, US dollar is showing a lot of strength. So we've started some kind of a volatility in the currency markets, and some of the other asset classes like gold, silver and other commodities, which also had seen some kind of a weakness once this data was out. European markets, however, earlier in the day were marginally up, anywhere from 0.2 to about 0.5 odd percent. But when we look at the Asian markets today morning, most of the markets are down about 0.65 to 0.7%, both Nikkei and Hang Seng, and the Chinese market is down almost about 0.95%, and SGX Nifty is suggesting that we are going to open down almost about 95 odd points from the closing session of Thursday. In terms of flows, FIs were net buyers in the cash market to the tune of 80 crore, but the gross buy figure was almost about 4895 crore. So it means that there is a lot of churning going on within the portfolio, wherein there is some kind of selling in the high beta names, metals, etc., and the buying is in the pharma, FMCG and some high quality names. Also, in terms of the movement, we've seen that there is a bit of a weakness in the overall markets, and looking at the kind of setup that we've seen, there is a case for some kind of a correction in our markets. On that note, let me invite our F&O desk expert to take you through important data points and strategies that we can have from the derivative side.
Good morning friends, let's have a view on derivatives. The Indian benchmark indices ended the volatile day of trade slightly in green on Thursday. Initial number of trades, we have seen that Nifty was continuously trading in a narrow range but with negative bias. But however, we have seen that sharp recovery in second half, like it was recovered from 8880 levels to 9000 levels, backed by gains in many of the blue chip counters like Sun Pharmaceuticals, Lupin, Bank of Baroda, HUL, due to which Nifty ended the session at 8988 levels with a gain of 0.36%. In this period, we have seen that Nifty futures has been a short covering was seen in Nifty futures as open interest decreased by 2.72% from 2 crore 86 lakhs to 2 crore 78 lakhs. Approximately 7.78 lakh shares were reduced in open interest, and Nifty futures price increased by approximately 30 rupees. Nifty cost of carry also increased by 58.27% from 6.27% to 9.92%. Also, Nifty futures premium increased from 34 points to 51 odd levels. On the options front, TCR is increased by 2% from 0.96 to 0.98, which is clearly indicating that put option has seen good build-up than call option. On Thursday's trade, we have seen that put option has added around 10 lakh shares in open interest, whereas call option has added around 5 lakh shares in open interest. India VIX was down by 5% and finally settled at 14.44%. In the options activity, we have seen that 9000 call option still stands with highest number of shares in open interest, followed by 9200 call option, then 9100 call option. 9000 has added approximately 6.69% shares in open interest, which has highest number of shares in open interest, so it may act as a stiff resistance going forward. On the put option side, we have seen that huge writing was seen in 8900 put option, as it has added 28.18% shares in open interest, followed by 8800, then 8700 put option. We can see as huge writing was seen in 8900 put option, it can act as a good support on closing basis. On ban period front, there is one security in ban period, which is Unitech. And on Thursday's trade, FIs were net buyers of 76 crore in DEX futures. They were net hardy sellers of 0.20 crores in DEX options. They were net sellers of 153 crore in stock futures, and they were net buyers of 2.75 crore in stock options. Our 5-day CDF stands at 9,000. Higher range would be say 9,000, and lower range for the market would be 8,900. Currently, Singapore Nifty is down by 97 points, which is at 8892 levels. We can see a gap down opening in Nifty futures today. That's it from derivatives. Thank you.
Let me take you to Shekhar pre-market action, starting with the trading ideas. Short call on TCS as the management on call did not go down too well. The management has stated that the fourth quarter is expected to remain soft in line with the trend which was seen in the earlier quarter. So one can short TCS with a stop loss of 2730 and a target of about 2650 to about 2620. And there are concerns about the oil marketing companies that US may impose fresh sanctions for their dealings with Iran. So one can short ONGC with a stop loss of 325.50 and a target of about 315 to 310, and Oil India with a stop loss of 501 and a target of about 486 to about 478. In other news and developments, Suzlon is looking at exiting the forging and foundry company, which is a non-core business for them. REI Agro's lenders are going to file a complaint against it for alleged cheating and fund misappropriation. Tata, GMR, GVK are among the 8 companies in fray for Chennai Airport, and HUL has increased the prices of some of its toothpaste variants by about 2 to 4 rupees per 100 to 150 gram, while it has also increased the prices of some of the skincare products which would be neutral for the stock. The Reserve Bank of India has allowed the additional easing norms for the housing finance companies. So this is going to be positive for banks like SBI, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, while it's negative for some of the housing finance companies unless the housing finance NHB comes out with similar guidelines. And one of China's fastest growing conglomerates has pumped almost about 100 million euros into Thomas Cook as it's bought a 5% stake in the world's oldest travel company yesterday. In other news and updates, US FDA approves first biosimilar which is going to be sentimentally positive for companies like Dr. Reddy's, Biocon and Cadila Healthcare. Crompton Reeves has said that it has received 3 orders from Energy Efficiency Services for the supply of LED lights, and India's largest realty firm DLF plans to monetize properties worth about 15,000 crore under various projects to boost its cash flow and reduce the debt. And IDBI Bank's NSE stake of 5% could be sold in the next fiscal. Gulf Oil Lubricants has undertaken capacity expansion, which includes capex in the new plant and expansion of current allocation. So this is something that we should be watching out for. And FTSE has added 9 but excluded 4 Indian firms in its Asia Pacific Index. The companies which have been included are Bosch, Aurobindo Pharma, Yes Bank, Eicher Motors, Motherson Sumi, Z Entertainment, Godrej Consumer Products, Shree Cement and Cadila Healthcare. And the ones which have been excluded are NHPC, Reliance Communications, Reliance Power and Jindal Steel and Power. Stocks with positive bias for the day traders are Divi's Lab, Dabur and REC. Stocks with negative bias are ACC, IGL and Kane. Stocks for investment that we like at this point of time are L&T, Aditya Birla Nuvo, Tata Motors, Infosys and UltraTech Cement. That's it from all of us friends. Have a great trading session and see you tomorrow at the same time.